In this video, I'm going to go ahead and create a new feature into my cube part file, and that is I'm going to create a hole. You can see in the last video we created a cylinder atop the cube that is a 1 inch in diameter by 1 inch thick cylinder that we've created and attached to the top of the cube. And what we want to do now is create a hole on any one of the sides here that is also 1 inch in diameter and 1 inch deep. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to create a new sketch. So I'm going to select one of my surfaces and right click on it and select new sketch. And then I can use my mouse scroll wheel and go ahead and center that into my drawing space so it's easier to work with. Again, I'm going to choose the point tool to place a point somewhere on that surface. And I'm going to point it there and use my dimension tool to go ahead and make sure that it's directly in the center of my cube. So I click on the point, and on the left edge, or it could go to the right edge, drag the dimension off and make sure that that is 1.5. Select enter, and that will change my 0.15 in that direction. I'm going to go ahead and select the center again and then choose my top edge and drag the dimension off to the side, and this should also be 1.5. Now I have successfully centered my point onto this plane or this surface. I could use my view cube here to take a look at the different angles. And again, I'm going to go ahead and use my circle tool to create the diameter of hole that I'd like. Center point circle, starting from my point. Click and drag. While the dialog box is highlighted in blue, I can go ahead and type a 1 for 1 inch in diameter, hit enter, and that has created a 1 inch diameter circle. I can go ahead and select the green arrow of finish sketch, and you can see that it's placed that circle on that surface. And now if I want to go ahead and extrude that or cut that to place a hole in the cube, I can go ahead and right click on that again and use my extrude tool, select inside the circle, and you can see it pulled it out towards us. What we want it to do is go the opposite direction or cut into the cube. And so I can change the direction with any one of these boxes here. And if I rotate that around, you can see that it's changed that and created a hole with some depth to the cube. How deep does it go depends on what we have selected here in our dialog box. We want to change that from 1 inch to 1.5 inches, but I want to show you that if we would change that to the complete depth of the cube, which is 3 inches, then we would get a hole that went all the way through the object. If you rotate it around, you can see that the hole goes entirely through the cube to the opposite side. We want our hole to go only halfway through, and so we're going to go ahead and change this distance back to 1.5, and that has also changed the depth of our hole, and we're going to go ahead and select OK to complete our cube part file. Make sure you go to the iPro menu at the top left of your screen, select Save to make sure that the latest version of your work is saved into your Google Drive. You can go ahead and select my view cube anywhere I'd like and go ahead and take a look at all the different sides. I could add holes to each side of the cube if I'd like, but for right now I'm going to just leave it with one cylinder and one hole. This sort of simulates a game piece. We could use this, we could 3D print this actual object and use this as a game piece or as a building block to create different kinds of objects. Okay, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos to explore more of the tools that we have to work with in Autodesk Inventor.